Good morning, guys. Here is your AMI video for the week of May 4th through 8th. Okay, I'm gonna try and get this all in one video today. I wanna remind you that this was your last packet of AMI work. It's gonna last for 3 weeks. So in your packet, you're gonna do the first few pages this week, and then you'll have a few for the next week, and then the final few for the last week of school, okay? This first lesson deals all about with angles and triangles. Okay, so assignment number 1 deals specifically with the types of angles. Remember that we have the 3 common angles that we have are complementary, supplementary, and vertical angles. Okay, complementary angles are 2 angles whose sum, okay, remember sum is when we're adding, okay, the sum of the angle measures is 90 degrees, exactly 90 degrees. Okay, what other angle do we have that is exactly 90 degrees? Okay, a right triangle. So a lot of times we'll see a right triangle that's going to be cut into half, or maybe not exactly half, but cut into 2 angles. Okay, those are complementary angles because they're exactly 90 degrees when you add them together. The second type of angles are supplementary angles. Okay, once again, that's 2 angles whose sum, we're going to add again, measures exactly 180 degrees. Okay, a lot of times this one's going to be shown as a straight line. Okay, a straight line is 180 degrees. And when we divide that into parts, those 2 parts are still going to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so complementary angle, think right angle. Supplementary angle is a straight line. Okay, and then the last one, vertical angles. That is when we have 2 angles that are opposite each other. Okay, and by opposite, we don't mean positive and negative. We mean they are located opposite each other. Okay, we also use the word across, but we have to be really careful about across because we can define that in different ways. So if we look at this picture right here, when we're talking about vertical angles, we're talking about this angle here, this 155, and angle Y. Those are opposite each other. They're across each other. They don't share a line, they share a point. Okay? The other pair of vertical angles would be X and Z. They're opposite each other or across from each other. Okay? The thing with vertical angles is they are congruent. And if you remember, congruent means equal. So if I knew that this was 155 degrees, I would know that Y is also 155 degrees. Okay? And if I know that these 2 angles are 155 degrees and the straight line angles, okay, that are next to each other, they would be supplementary. So if I knew that this angle, 155, plus Z would give me 180, okay, so 155 plus Z equals 180, then I could solve for Z. That's a Z, okay? I would subtract 155 from each side and get Z equals 25. Okay, and if I knew that this was 25, then the angle opposite or vertical from it is X, so I know that X is also 25. Okay, remember it's like a puzzle. If we find one piece, we can work our way all the way around. Okay, on these practice problems, some of them are just really straightforward, don't have a lot of math involved with them or figuring. So on these 2 angles, if they ask me to find X, I know that 70 and X are vertical. So if this is 70, then X would also be 70. Okay. On B, these angles form a right angle. Okay, we know it's a right angle because of this box right here. Okay, and I know that right angles are complementary. So X plus 4, this angle, plus 31 is going to equal 90 this time. Okay, and now I can think of this as an equation. So if I combine like terms, X plus 4 plus 31 is 35 equals 90. I subtract 35 from both sides, and I get X equals 55. Okay. On this one, I know that these 2 angles are forming a straight line. They are supplementary. They're going to equal 180. So X minus 4 plus x, because I'm actually adding these together, so even though that's a minus, it's plus x, equals 180. Okay, combining like terms, if I have x plus x, that gives me 2x minus 4. Remember, the minus goes with the 4. It's 180. Okay, to start solving this, I'm going to undo the minus 4 with plus 4. So 2x equals 184. Divide by 2. Get x equals 92. Okay. On your homework assignments, they're all pretty straightforward. On the first 6, you're going to find x, okay, using the idea of complementary, supplementary, and vertical. On 7 through 9, you're just telling me, are they complementary? Remember, that's 90 degrees. Supplementary is exactly 180. And if it's anything but 90 and 180, you would say neither. Okay, and for the explain part, you can just show your work. So you can show you added them together and got either 90, 180, or neither of those. Okay, and then this one is just going to be fixing their mistake. So if we look up here, I'll do number 6. Okay. First of all, I know I'm going to use the sum. So I'm going to show that I'm going to add these together, 3x plus 25 for this first angle, plus the second angle, which is 2x. And if I look here, these two angles are going to be supplementary. They form a straight line. So I know they're going to equal 180. Okay. If I combine like terms, 3x plus 2x gives me 5x plus 25 equals 180. Okay, I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. 5x equals 55. Okay, and I would divide by 5, so x equals 11. Now, if we look right here, this doesn't mean that x, like this angle is 11. This means that x is just part of it. Okay, so that's kind of where that comes from. Okay. Oh, I messed up. This should be 155. Sorry, guys. Which is going to change our answer completely. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 5 goes into 15. Sorry, so this should be x equals 31. Okay, that looks better. See, everyone's going to make a mistake. Okay, for the second part of this assignment, it deals with triangles. Okay, remember that our triangles are classified by angles and sides. Okay, when they're classifying by angles, triangles can have an acute angle, which is when all 3 angles of the triangle are less than 90 degrees. So all 3 of them are less than 90 degrees. A right triangle has one 90-degree angle, or one right angle, and an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees. Okay. Remember that a triangle altogether is going to be 180 degrees, all 3 angles, every time. Okay. Every triangle is one of these. It has to be one of them, and only one of them. Okay. When we're talking about sides, it can be one of these, okay? Or it can be both of them, or it can be neither of them, okay? An isosceles triangle has at least 2 sides that are congruent or equal. Okay, remember that we show congruent sides with these tick marks, okay? So in this triangle, this side and this side are congruent or equal, so it's isosceles. Equilateral is all 3 sides. Okay. If it's equilateral, it's also equiangular. It's both, because if the sides are the same, the angles are the same. And because our definition of isosceles says at least 2 sides, at least 2 sides would include having all 3. So if a triangle is equilateral, it's also equiangular and isosceles. Okay. On these problems, what we're going to do is we need to find the value of x each time. Okay. Remember that the triangle is going to always equal 180. So in this one, we would do x, which is this angle, plus 28, plus 50, and write that as an equation. Okay, 28 plus 50 would give me 78. X plus 78 equals 180. I would subtract 78 from both sides, which would give me x is 102. So because this angle is an obtuse angle, this is an obtuse triangle. The sides are not equal, none of them, so this is only an obtuse triangle, okay? Anytime we see this box right here, it means that we're gonna automatically be right, okay? Automatically gonna be a right triangle. And it can't, if it's right, it can't be isosceles or obtuse, okay? Same thing. Okay, this one ends up being all three angles are the same. Okay, they're all less, they all are equal 60, they're all less than 90 degrees. So this is why this is an acute, isosceles, equilateral, equiangular, all three. Okay, looking at your practice problem, all of these are just classifying the triangles in as many ways as possible. Okay, so don't just stop at one. Okay, sometimes there might just be one, but double check all of them, use your vocabulary on the first sheet. You don't have to redraw the triangle, but you do have to show your work. Okay, so I need to see an equation for every single one of these. Okay, if we look at, we'll just do number 3. They're all pretty much the same, okay? Okay, first of all, I look right here and I see a 100-degree angle, okay? Even though it has 2 acute angles, an acute triangle has all 3, so it can't be acute, it's gonna be an obtuse. Okay, and I don't have all 3 are the same, so it can be equilateral or equiangular, but I do have 2 sides that are the same, okay, and 2 angles that are the same. So this would be an obtuse isosceles triangle, okay, an acute isosceles. Okay. Number 3. Down here, same thing, you're just gonna find the value of x. So if I looked at number 11 and just to set it up, I would say x plus 132. I know triangles always equal 180. And then I would just combine like terms and solve. So I'd say 2x plus 132 equals 180. Okay, I'd subtract 132 from both sides. So we get 2x equals 48. Okay. And then divide by 2. X equals 24. Okay. 24 and 24. Okay. Now, right here, I have one obtuse angle, so this is obtuse. It's not going to be right or acute. Okay. It's not all equal, so it's not equilateral, equiangular. And once again, I do have 2 that are the same, 24 and 24, and 2 sides. So this would be another example of an obtuse isosceles. Okay, remember to show your work and ask me if you have any questions. Have a good day.